Hey, it's Diabetic Danica! Pretty excited that I get to start recording some new stuff now because my past 11 videos, I recorded them all on the same day. So I've just been editing for the past however long, and so I get to record some new stuff. So for my first video out of the top 10, I really wanted to talk about the insulin pump because it's something that I love and that I really think that other diabetics who aren't on the pump should know about. So here we go. Alright, so first off, I'm just going to talk about the basics about a pump, and I'm going to mix in some fun stuff about it too. So first of all, what does a pump look like? My pump looks like this. It's the Animas Ping, and basically if you don't know what a pump does, instead of giving shots for every meal and then doing a long-acting insulin, I just have short-acting insulin. So I have two different insulin regimens going in. I have a basal rate, which just gives me a little bit of insulin every couple minutes, and then I have a bolus, which is when I eat, I calculate the carbs and I put in how much carbs, and it tells me how much insulin to give. So those are the two instead of long-acting and short-acting. And instead of giving like 6 shots a day, I just have one infusion set that I change every 3 days. And so if you want to see that, it looks like that. It can easily become unclipped if I have to take a shower or anything, or go swimming or whatever. Just clip it back in. Super easy, much better than shots. So the reason I like the pump so much is because it's just so much easier. Right up until I got the pump, I was giving like 6 shots a day, and it was really annoying. And it just stopped working for me. I was on Lantus, and it just wasn't working anymore. And I really, really wanted the pump, and so my doctor let me have it eventually. It took a while for the insurance to cover it because they are really expensive, but finally got it covered. And so once I got it, it took a little adjusting, but I love it. The weird thing about insurance companies, though, when you're trying to get them to approve your pump, is that when I first tried it, they said my blood sugars were too good to get a pump. And I was like, so if my blood sugars were bad, you would give it to me? No, they wouldn't, because then it'd be like, no, your blood sugars are bad. You need to get them in control and get your stuff together before we start you on a new treatment. But if they're too good, they're also like, well, you don't need it. So it took forever to get it approved, but once it was approved, it was smooth sailing. One great thing about the pump is that you can really fine-tune your insulin doses. Because it gives you insulin every couple minutes, you can totally choose, like, this hour I want this much insulin, this hour I want this much insulin, and so as you go through a normal progression of a day, you can adjust your insulin rates to match that. And I really like that about that, and also if I'm exercising, I can just choose, like, oh, give me 10% less basal while I'm running, or something like that, so that I avoid lows that way. So that has been a really good feature because I played sports a lot in high school, and so I would just do, like, during a basketball game, like, negative 60% basal for 2 hours. And so that way I could still wear my pump and get the little bit of insulin I needed, but I didn't have to get all of it and go low for no reason. So I'm a weirdo, and I name my pumps, and so I've had Charlie, Pudgy, Splash, and this is Pinky, which is actually play on words because I was going to be Pinky because it's my first pink one, but it's also the Animas Ping, so I was like, Pingy, I don't know. But sadly, this one's breaking. If you ever want to know what's inside an insulin pump, or what the buttons look like, so sad. My little Pinky. So I have to get a new one, hopefully soon, because this is not good. Is that weird? Do you guys name your pumps? Please tell me you do. Comment and tell me what you've named your pump. If you haven't, you should, because they're with you all the time, and it's like, just needs a name, you know? Some people are worried that they won't be able to play sports with the pump, but I just want to say that's totally not true. I played basketball all 4 years of high school. I played soccer for a couple years. And what I did is I put a pouch around my waist, and I put it like in the small of my back, and so under my clothes. And it was never a problem, and it totally worked that way. I tried not wearing it during sports, but I just couldn't handle the no insulin at all. So I ended up having to wear it, and it wasn't a big deal at all. It is completely waterproof, at least mine is, but I always take it off if I'm going to go swimming or take a shower because it's like, where would I put it? But you can do whatever you're comfortable with. Fun fact, I recently discovered that my pump makes little noises. So if you have a pump, put it right up to your ear. It goes doot, 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 doot. Looks like a freak doing that, but seriously, it's cool. And then when I turn it on, like the screen, it goes beep. Just discovered that the other day. I was really excited about it because my pump sounds like a bomb. So hopefully airport security doesn't think that. So if it's an option for you to get a pump and your doctor's okay with it and you have good insurance to cover it, I would definitely say go for it because it really helped my A1Cs come down, and it's been so much more freedom because when I eat I can just push buttons instead of having to drop my insulin, put it in and find a good spot to do it and, go to the bathroom if I'm in a public place. So it's definitely a lot of freedom. When I was on shots, I used to have to get up early to give my shots in the morning because it had to be at the same time. And that was really, really annoying on the weekends, especially if I was at a sleepover. I had to get up at like 7 a.m. to fit with my school schedule. And so this I can sleep in and I can just bolus whenever, and I can really fine-tune my basal rates that happen throughout the day. So I really, 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 really recommend the pump. This one in particular, the Animas Ping, the meter actually talks to the pump, and so I can bolus from my meter, and so instead of having to put my blood sugars into my pump to figure it out, my meter already does that. So it really saves you stuff there, and I can bolus from my pump. I can do a couple other things. I can look at my logbook. I can look at my pump settings, and it's really, really nice, especially if you're wearing a dress, like if it's a formal dance or if you're just dressed up for some reason and your pump is under your dress. You don't want to lift up your dress and get your pump. So it's really, really nice for that because it's like a remote control. So my dress is fine, bolus for my pump. Amazing! Best thing ever! So, so much better. So much better. I just love my insulin pump! If there's anything holding you back from getting an insulin pump, I really kind of am curious as to what that is. So if you're diabetic and you don't want to get an insulin pump for some reason, please comment and tell me why, because I'm kind of wondering why people wouldn't, besides your doctor saying you can't yet or not being able to afford it, because obviously those would be a big reason. But if there's some other reason, I'm curious. So let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about the pump or anything, feel free to comment or message me. I'll try to help you out, let you know my experience with it. Subscribe if you want to see more diabetic type videos, maybe telling some personal stories, some informational ones, but stories are fun. So I have some funny ones, hopefully. I think they're funny. So if you want to see more of those, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye! Don't forget to bolus for dinner! So hopefully airport security does not assume it's a bomb because it's beeping like a bomb. When I was on shots, I would have to get up at the same time every day so I could bolus. Or not bolus. I mean, call it bolus. Bleh. 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 Anything else? I'm trying to think. And I was like, yeah! How'd you know? Anything else cool about it? Pumps are cool.